The gospel reading will be Mark 1, 9-15. In the days Jesus came from Nazareth of Galilee and was baptized by John in the Jordan. And just as he was coming out of the water, he saw the heavens torn apart, and the Spirit descending upon him like a dove. And a voice came from heaven, "You are my Son, the beloved, and with you I am well pleased." And the Spirit immediately drove him out of the wilderness. He was in the wilderness 40 days, tempted by Satan, and he was with the wild beasts, and the angels waited on him. Now after John was arrested, Jesus came to Galilee, proclaiming the good news of God and saying, "The time is fulfilled, and the kingdom of God has come near. Repent and believe in the good news." Thus ending the reading of the gospel, the word of God for the people of God. Amen.
My friends, let us pray. Dear God, turn back the outer layers of our apparent confidence and find our worries and our anxieties. Address them in us. Acknowledge our uncertainties even as we acknowledge them before you. Do it not so much to rid us of these fears and anxieties, though we would like to walk along some waterway and watch our worries and anxieties drown in the backwash behind us. How wonderful it would be to stand in the presence of your perfect love that calms fears, storms, and worries. Still, our plea would be more modest, to know that you are present with us and that we are not alone in our struggle and worry. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Believing in the good news is not about thinking positively, as important as being optimistic is to our overall well-being. You know, if we spend too much time thinking about the past or worrying about the future, we can rob ourselves of appreciating and being fully present in the moment, a moment that speeds by us as though we were standing still and watching a fast-moving train whiz by us. My late friend Lamin Sani, in his book Summoned from the Margin, Homecoming of an African, wrote, "Firm trust that God is transforming and renewing creation obliges us not to be weighted down by past difficulties, but to keep our eyes firmly turned to the future." Now, my friends, we are told in the Gospel of Mark, read for today, that after the baptism of Jesus, at which God affirmed him as God's beloved, and after Jesus returned from fasting and being tempted by the devil in the wilderness, and after John, who baptized him, was arrested, Jesus came to Galilee proclaiming the good news. The focus of Jesus with all of these things having happened was to speak the good news that God is inviting us to repent of our sins and to develop a new relationship with God, ourselves, and other people. The journey of Lent, begun this past week, is about this aligning ourselves with our better angels. The message of the gospel is not necessarily one that makes us feel good, but it is to help us to feel better about ourselves, about living even in the midst of such things happening that can rob us of our hope and joy. An eye toward the future, as Laman suggested, is not about avoiding the present. It is not to allow what may be happening now to distort, compromise, or belittle our faith in God. Now, it would have been easy for Jesus to be distracted by learning that John was in jail, or to become caught up in reflecting on his baptism and wilderness experiences. No. Instead, he came preaching the good news of humankind's need to atone for our sins and to seek to live more in harmony with God and one another. This news is good because it seeks to guide us out of bad situations of thinking and living. The more we believe in this good news, the more we are empowered by its goodness to live in a world that seems at times to have little good in it. One aspect of our history as African Americans that I reflect on is how did formerly enslaved and later freed people hold themselves together psychologically while enduring racism for so long and living in endless forms of systematic and structural oppression? It was for many of them their belief in the good news that they were created by God and equal to all other human beings, that God was with them on their side and in their hearts and minds, that enabled them to survive and, yes, even to thrive. Facing the winds of evil forces, they said and sang to themselves and to one another, "I ain't gonna let nobody turn me around." Many of them found the strength and integrity of that resolution came from their believing in the good news of the gospel and not believing in the fake news of their oppression or in the God of their oppressors. After being dehumanized for over 400 years, after being abused and murdered because of the color of our skin, after dealing with the natural and common adversities of life, sickness, health, and grief, our elders and ancestors of faith still heard, still taught, and lived by believing in the good news of God through learning and believing in the life and the redemptive suffering of Jesus Christ. They put flesh on the words of an old hymn. I want to live above the world, though Satan's darts at me are hurled. For faith has caught the joyful sound, the song of saints on higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on Canaan's tableland, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. It is important, even particularly in the face of life's hostilities, it is crucial that we believe in the good news of God. This good news is for everyone, everywhere. It speaks to the heart of our being and living in the world with an awareness of God that guides and enables us to discern how to live life loving ourselves, loving our neighbors and God with all of our heart and mind, to walk compassionately with one another and humbly with God. This is the good news to hear. This is the good news to truly believe in. It is the good news that helps us to see, to strive, and to live on that higher ground. I want to live above the world, though Satan's darts at me are hurled. For faith has caught the joyful sound, the songs of saints on higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on Canaan's tableland, a higher plane that I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. Such planting, such seeing, such striving comes when we believe in the good news of God's liberating love through the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. May you so believe.